To be here with you tonight. Hopefully, I'm going to wait and see what the picture looks like here when it finally makes it for me so I can see what we look like. I think we're looking all right. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know that if you're here, where you're from. And if it's your first time, let me know that as well. I'd like to welcome you to my live stream. I appreciate you guys showing up and being here. So, hey Lou, thanks for joining us. While we're waiting for a few people to pop in, I will go over some housekeeping notes. I just want to make sure that my view is what I want it to be. So, I can't tell if everything is, let me see, if it's viewable. I think we're good, yeah. I think I actually got it right this time. I don't have to shift anything around. Hey Lee, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't done that yet. I do appreciate it. And we'll start talking about the online exclusives on March 1st, which was the day after our last live. The online exclusives went live in the online store. And there's some products that are not going to be in any catalog. They're just going to be in the online store. So what's nice about that is that they can bring in fresh things. It's going to happen about 3 times a year. Some things will stay, some things will come back. Hey, Clem, thanks for joining us. Hey, John. Hey, hi. And the cool thing about that is, like I said, you never know what's going to be there. So if you see something and you like it, I highly recommend it. This alphabet set right here is pretty awesome. It's called Classic Letters. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty cool. It's 2 sheets, so they're a pretty decent size. That's the actual size of them. And it's 2 sets of classic alphabets, just what it says. So pretty cool, right? You guys know how much I love alphabets. And then I thought this greenery is really pretty. They're shown at 60% here so that they could fit them all on the front cover here. And then, of course, you know, on our spine, we always have the images so that if you store them on their side, you can see what is in the stamp set. But yeah, so this is one of the online exclusives. It's a pretty cool, offering. And then, of course, last week I showed you guys the irresistible blooms and the dies. That's also part of the online offering. And then don't forget about the really cool basic 3D embossing folders. This is also part of the online offering. So there's quite a few things available. I'm not going to be able to show everything, obviously, that's online because I'm not going to buy everything that's online. But the things that I like, I'll purchase and I'll use them on a weekly basis. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me, guys. I appreciate that when you do that. All right. So that's the online offerings. You can check that out by going to inkyhandswarmhearts.com and then click on Shop with Me. It'll take you to my online store. Any orders of $50 or more, you get my tutorial bundle for free. So in order to get that, you have to put the host code in, and then I will send you the tutorial bundle. So they have to be host code orders unless you spend over $150 and put in your own party. So all host code orders get my free tutorial bundle, and I send those out monthly. So it's always something really great. I think we had 44 projects in the February one, and the March one's going to have even more. I think there's 47. So what a great way to get inspiration. You get 47 ideas of things that you can do. So check that out. Don't forget Paper Pumpkin. If you haven't if you've paused your subscription and you want to redo it, the 10 years of growth is the March kit. It's the 10-year anniversary of Paper Pumpkin. And so there's a freebie. It's a stamp set right here. And it's an addition to the one that comes in there. So there'll be 2 stamp sets. This one's not going to make the cards in the box. The cards in the box will be made with the stamp set that comes with the kit. But it's just an extra add-on for a way for them to say thank you for being a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, and every March is the anniversary. So that's what they decided to do this year. I'm really excited. The box is really cool. I think the images are going to be pretty awesome. And if you like kits, the kits collection is for you. That's something that you can get at any time. I also keep kits on hand. So if there's any kits that you're looking to get, you can always let me know. I might have them. The newest kit is the Colorful Kaleidoscope kit, and it looks exactly like a kaleidoscope when you look through it. There's some really beautiful laser cut dies for these cards, and I really love the envelopes. It's 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and it's $23. It's the one that came out on the 1st of March. We have the Wreaths of Bloom kit, which I've seen some really beautiful things done with this kit. I've seen people put it in a shadow box. I've seen so many cool things done with it, but it's a really inexpensive kit. It's $13 because it's a non-stamping kit. And then, of course, the Saying Thanks is the one from January, and that's also $13, 9 cards, 3 each. No stamping in that one as well. All right, so the stamp set that we are going to be using today is Share a Milkshake. And so it is located on page 12 in the mini catalog. This is the stamp set, and the dies are pretty awesome. I did a card already on Sunday with this set. I can show you that one in a minute. But this bundle is $44, and the dies are incredible. So let me show you those. This is the card we're going to make today. It's a floating panel. See, there's the floating panel there. And it's a pretty cool card. It stands up like so. So that is the card we're going to make today. But the stamp set has really cool stamps. This die is awesome. It has this really cool waffle cone. So look for that. I'll be using that waffle cone on a card on Thursday. And it has a straw, the 2 different kinds of ice cream. It has the spoon, the cherry, like you can put fudge or whipped cream toppings on it. These hearts, I used those at Valentine's Day. And on Monday's blog post, I reposted those 2 videos that I did with the set during Valentine's, because you can remake them with any paper. The paper always makes the kind of the theme, right? So this time I used this Regency. I thought it was so pretty. It's called Regency Park, and there's really beautiful prints. There's, of course, a lot of florals. Let me go from this side so you can see all the florals. But the cool thing about our paper is that it's double-sided, and you don't have to have floral background. So I chose to use the other side for my projects. But this 6x6 paper pack is pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do that. That is the paper that I've used right here on our card. So this striped paper and this polka dotted paper, both of those are in this pack, the Regency Park. The card from Sunday is this card right here, and it's a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square. But it stands up. You open this part out like this, and then it's an easel. So it's a kind of a square easel. Let me try and show it to you this way. And then this little piece keeps it from sliding closed. But yeah, this is a really fun card. So if you didn't get to see me make this one on Sunday, I have the video on my channel, so you can check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to make this pretty cool card. It looks hard. It's actually not. It is quite simple, actually, but we're going to go ahead and get started. It takes a piece of cardstock. I almost said DSP. I had to think for a second. That is 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to do all the cutting and scoring to make this on our Stampin' Trimmer. So this is what we're going to use. And And you're gonna start with the 8.5 inch piece. So I'm gonna turn it this way so that you guys can see what's going on. Make sure I'm in camera. If I get out of camera, just let me know. I'm gonna try to be really good about it for you. So you're gonna score on the 8.5 inch side, which is this side here. And I'm gonna pull out the arm. The arm extends the trimmer all the way out to like 17.5 inches. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna put the 8.5 inch side, which is what we're gonna be scoring down, okay? And we're gonna score it at 2 1/4 and 6 1/4, all the way from the top to the bottom of this piece, okay? So I'm gonna take the cutting blade out of the way. The cutting one is the dark one and the scoring one is the light. So I'm gonna get the cutting one out of the way. I don't wanna use that one because I don't wanna cut where I'm not supposed to. And like I said, we're gonna score it at 2 1/4 inches. So here's my 2 inch, 2 1/4. I mean, you can use the simply scored as well, but we're gonna have to cut. So I figured I could just do it all on this one piece. So we're gonna score. And when I score cardstock, since our cardstock is nice and thick, I usually go back and forth. I don't push super hard, but I go back and forth a few times. So that's the 2 1/4. And we're also gonna score it at 6 1/4 all the way down. Make sure that I'm on the right. Yep, I am. It's just hard. I'm used to having this facing me, so I'm using it kind of backwards. So don't mind me as I go slow. So we're gonna score that at 8.5 and, the 8.5 side at 2 1/4 and 6 1/4. And I did make a diagram for you. So on my blog post, you're gonna be able to see this. So this is the little template that I made so that you guys can have an easier time of making it and you have something to reference, okay? So the first time you make one, just use a scrap piece and do all the scoring and then do what I did, just mark it and then put it away or write on it, floating panel, fun fold, and then that way you'll know that that's that one. Whenever you want to make it, you can pull it out. You could write your little scoring directions if you need to actually have them written down. For me, it's easy to just reference this guide. So we scored at 2 1/4 and 6 1/4 down the 8.5 inch side. Now we're going to turn this 90 degrees. And so on the short side, which is the 5.5 inch side, we are going to cut this time. Okay. So I'm going to take this scoring blade. I'm going to push it all the way out of the way. And we're going to use this dark blade to do our cutting. So now we're going to cut between those two score lines that we made. There's one right there and one right there. So we're going to cut in this middle section. See right here where it's cut? So we're cutting in between those two score lines that are right there. See, there's our cut. Okay? So when we cut, the nice thing about our cutter is that there's a guide right here on the side that has a ruler on it. So we know that we scored at 2 1/4. So I'm going to start my my cutting blade here. I'm going to put it at the 2 1/4 inch mark. There's a guide on my cutting blade that shows me there's a line here that matches the 2 1/4. And then we're going to stop at the 6 1/4 because that was our other score mark. So we're just going to slice. And we want to make sure that when we cut between them, that we are cutting this at the 1 1/4 inch mark. So we're going to slide. There's a little ruler right here. On the other side of the line, there's 1 inch and there's 1 1/4. So I'm just going to lay my paper. Then I'm going to make sure that my cutting blade is right at the 2 1/4 inch mark, and it is. And we're going to slide that to the 6 1/4 inch mark, and we're going to stop. And now we're going to turn the base again. And we're going to do it on the opposite side. So we're going to lift up. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it at 1 1/4 inches. We'll start at the 6 1/4 inch mark this time since that's where the blade is. And we're going to slide it to the 2 1/4 inch mark. Okay, so there's my two cuts. And I did put, you're going to come 1 1/4 inch down from each side, and then you're going to slice in between these two marks, okay? So when I lift up, That's what we have so far. There's our 2 score marks, and there's our 2 cut marks. Okay? Now we're going to turn the base back to the long side, back up this way, the first way we started, and we are going to score, okay, at the 3 1/4 and 5 1/4 between the 2 cut marks. So now we're going to score in this section. This is where we're going to score right here at 3 1/4 and 5 1/4 in between the 2 marks that we just cut. So we're going to start by sliding our paper to 3 1/4. Okay. I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way because we're scoring again. And we're going to score in between the 2 cutting marks. So the cutting marks are at 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. So we're going to score down like this at the 3 1/4 inch mark. So there's the first one. Remember, I go back and forth a few times when I'm scoring. And then we're going to slide it to the 5 1/4 inch mark. And we're going to do the same thing. In between those 2 cut lines, we're going to score. So I'm going to find my cut line, and we're going to stop at this cut line, and we're going to go back and forth until we have a nice score in between those marks. All right, and we're going to do one more score line on the long side. Now we're going to put it at the 4 1/4 inch mark, and we're going to score it in 2 places. We're going to score this top section before the cut and this bottom section after the cut at the 4 1/4 inch mark. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to bring it down till that cut mark, back up, just do it a few times. And then I'm just going to slide it and come in from the bottom to that cut line and from the bottom to the cut line. So this is what we have. We have 2 score marks all the way down. We have a middle score mark that goes to the cut and to the cut. We have 2 score marks in between. And then we have those 2 cut pieces. Okay? That is all we need our trimmer for. So let's go ahead and move that out of the way, and we're going to burnish on all of these edges. Did you guys follow me, or was it too much? It's really not that hard if you have your guide and you have your little directions. It's really not bad. It just sounds like a lot. You just have to be careful that you use your cutting blade when you're supposed to cut and your scoring blade when you're supposed to score. But it's really not that bad. Okay, so now here, I'm going to lift this part and bring it over, and I will score it like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to push it the other way, and I'm going to burnish on this side. And while that's laying there, I'm going to lay these on their side, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish those pieces. So this card will fit into a regular envelope. You just slide it in like this, and it will fit, okay? So there is our cut panels, okay? So now what's the next step? The next step is to attach all of our really cool DSP to our card. So let's bring this back in. We're going to start with the 2 side panels. So I cut the striped paper to fit these panels right here. And the 2 side panels are 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat, and we're going to go ahead and adhere those 2 pieces. That flower background is pretty too, isn't it? The cool thing about this paper is that, you're welcome, Clem, I knew you would like it. It's really fun to try fun fold cards. You just got to start with a scrap paper, you know, something that you don't mind if you ruin it. You can even do it with copy paper and make yourself a template. Practice, and then once you're ready to conquer it with your good stuff, you've made it a few times, you feel like, okay, I got this, then you can make it. And that's what I did. I mean, I made mine. You guys see the template that I have. I made my template first, and then I ran with it once I felt confident. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach this one here. So remember, 2 pieces at 2 inches by 5 1/4. Those are our 2 side panels. All right, now we have a panel for the middle. And the middle panel is 2 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that up, and I'm gonna flatten this out. I'm gonna attach that to the center here. And when I'm happy with the placement, then I can pick that up in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and glue these 4 panels on right here, the polka dotted panels, okay? So there's 4 of these guys, and the dimensions for these are 1 inch by 1 3/4 inch, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the adhesive on all 4 of them. Thank you, Eileen, I appreciate it. Hey, Rita, no problem. It happens. I'm just glad you made it. I'll show you the card in a second, Rita, as soon as I glue these pieces down. So we're gonna start up here. We'll glue these guys in first. This is the perfect card where you really need an adhesive remover, because when you're done gluing all these little pieces on there, inevitably there's like some glue residue. And so I like to use my little adhesive remover piece, because that way I know that the card won't stick together when I put it back and forth and have it do its motion. So all right, so this is what I mean. Mine is so well loved that it's rounded edges. When you get this, when you first buy these, I do have the link in my online, in the description of this video, where you can order them. They come like this. You see how much I've used this? It's like completely round. But this is how they come when you first get them. I thought you might be amused by that. I definitely get my money's worth out of them, that's for sure. I use this adhesive remover all the time because I don't like there to be any kind of residue on my work. So, all right. So let me show you the card, Rita. Here's our card. And it's a floating panel fun fold. As you can see, you have that panel in the middle that has our cute little ice cream. And it says, "You're the cherry" on top. And the paper, Rita, is from the Regency Park 6x6 pack. And even though it has all florals on the front, the backs are all geometric, and they're really some cool patterns that you can use for non-floral cards. All right, so now we have all our paper glued. Let's do some stamping. I'm actually going to die cut for you today. Can you believe it? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and stamp is "You're the cherry" on top. So we're going to use Balmy Blue. Oh, and by the way, I got a new chamois. Thank you, Rita. And so I've been like slowly christening it. Look at how pretty it is. It hardly has any damage. But yeah, we'll be using that today. All right, so let me go ahead and bring this a little farther down so I can see what I'm doing. So I want to stamp the sentiment on, this is Petal Pink, and we're stamping it in Balmy Blue. So I'm just going to put that to the side. We'll take care of that later. I'll clean that in a minute. I'm going to do all my stamping, and then we'll do die cutting, and then, then I'll clean everything is what I mean. So the next thing we're going to stamp is this really cool dish, but I have to get the Petal Pink. Let's just do the ice cream first, I guess. So we're going to ink that up in the Balmy Blue. Let's do it this way on an angle. I must have stamped off before. Woo, that's too dark. Let me stamp off. Let me grab a scrap paper. Yeah, that's too much, isn't it? We need a nice pale blue. There we go. Much better. See my scrap paper? I've been having fun with this stamp set. All right, so we'll clean those off in a minute. Let's go ahead and grab our petal pink. We're gonna do our cherry, and we're gonna do our bowl that our ice cream is in. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the bowl off as well. But the top section, the bowl is this is a two-step stamp. So I'm gonna stamp off the bowl, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it down here. And I'm doing the solid first, okay? And then I need to clean this one before I, No, it's nice and blue. All right, I need to clean it because I didn't want to stick my finger in it. So now this one's gonna go full strength, and I'm gonna stamp over the top. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but see how cool that, it's like a two-step stamp bowl. You'll see in a second when I'm done. I'm gonna bring it down here where I can see what I'm doing, hopefully. Hopefully I can see. Make sure the camera doesn't get in my way. So I'm gonna line up the edge of this bottom and the edge of the top where it's straight right here and that straight edge with the stamped image. So I'm just gonna do my best. You know, if I'm a little off, it's hand stamped card. I can't worry about it. Hey, not bad. So there's our little bowl. You can see how cute it is, how it gives you this really cute design. And we got to do the cherry. Let me stamp that full strength. The stamp set even has this really cute little, see that right there? It's like a drip. Hi, Cindy. Nice to meet you. I hope everything's going well for you. Glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us. All right, so let's go ahead and do some die cutting. So we'll bring in the mini machine. I've already die cut some of the things, but obviously I couldn't die cut until I stamped. So we're gonna get our bottom plate, which is our number 1, and then we need 2 number 2s. One is the bottom one. See how much this one's loved? I do use my my die cut machines a lot. And then this is the top one. We're going to grab our dies out. So let's grab our die set. We are going to do our cherry and our bowl and our little ice cream top. I've already die cut the spoon. I did that out of silver foil. There's a silver foil specialty pack of paper that we have, and I cut that out of there. And then I did the hearts out of petal pink cardstock. So let's do the rest now. All right, let's see. Hopefully I can do this some justice. It might take 2 passes through. It depends how close I got. I'm gonna look. If I got too close, I'm going to wait and do it a second time through. Now, the key to the die cut machine, when you use this little one, is that, yeah, I'm gonna wait to do that. It's too close. Is that you want to do an E. So you want to have that bottom one out, the second one in, and the third one out. And you want to hold your dies in place, and you want to push them into the machine and just start cranking. And then once you have your dies right where they're going to be pressure, you're going to transfer your hand back to the top and you're going to push down so that you give it pressure. The machine is small, so it's lightweight, and it needs a little pressure to stay in place. So there's the first 2 die cut pieces. There's our ice cream top and our cherry. And I will move those dies right here. And then we'll do we'll go the other direction and do the ice cream bowl. So we're going to do the E again. The bottom one's out, the second one's in, and the top one is out, and we'll slide that through. Once I have it under, I'm going to switch my hand to the top and finish cranking that through. All right, so there is our little bowl. All right, that's all the die cutting we're doing tonight, so I will move this out of the way. I love this little machine though, it's so cute. All right, and let's put our dies back. I use magnets to put my dies on. They don't come with magnets, but I really like them because if not, I would probably lose these dies. So when I get a die set, I just find a place and, you know, put it on here. I cut it and make it work. Whatever works, right? All right. Let's move the cherry over here maybe. I don't think there's enough room for all those. Let's see. We'll move the spoon. Yeah, there's room there for the cherry. There we go. All right, so yeah, so this magnet sheets, I have linked them in the description below if you need some magnet sheets. I get mine from Amazon. I really love them because all my dies are in one place, you know. All right, so let's cut our words and then we can get started on gluing all of our pieces together. I bagged up the hearts and I didn't want you to sit here and have to watch me. There's 3 hearts at a time. You can cut 3 of them at a time. You get a large, a medium, and a small. There they are right there. So I did that twice. And then I just felt like we needed more hearts. So I passed the medium and the small through 2 more times so that we could have 5 hearts on each side. So let me grab my little mini guillotine cutter. This is something that when I signed up to be a demonstrator, it was part of the promotion and it's what I got. And everybody wants one. I wish they would sell them, but they're not available for sale. So I'm cutting that part first. Now I'm going to separate the the from the cherry on top. So I'm just going to be real careful here. All right. And then on top is going to be separated from the word cherry. And just be careful when you use a guillotine cutter because you definitely do not want to cut your fingers. All right. The rest of it, I'm going to use my paper snips. So I'm going to grab those. So we're just going to cut straight right next to that letter P. And so there's on top. Let's do cherry. This is such a cute little set. I really like it. And I love it because it fits so many different occasions. Tomorrow I won't have a video, but I will have a blog post with a project on it. So if you guys are interested in seeing another project with this bundle, it'll be on tomorrow on my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com. All right, so let's get to gluing, right? Let's put our little ice cream sundae together first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a line of adhesive right there on that white bottom section where the die cut. So we'll just run a line down the bottom and then I'm going to attach it, the bulge, to that line. Just like that. And if you just hold it for a second, it'll grab. I'm going to put a dot of glue on this middle section. So for the cherry. And then I wanted the spoon to kind of be on there. So I'm going to just glue that across. The spoon is so cute. Now on my card that I did Sunday, I'll show you. There's a section in the larger ice cream topping. The die cuts this little section right here, and you can put a spoon in it, or you could put this straw. See how cute this straw is? This was my card from Sunday. If you've missed this video, you'll have to check that out. It's a really fun card as well. It's a tent easel. Yeah, this is a really fun bundle. The products just make really really cool cards, I think. That's fantastic. Good job, Joyce, and thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our spoon across here. If you guys haven't hit the thumbs up yet, I really appreciate it. It really helps me if you guys hit that thumbs up, and also when you share my videos, that really helps too. All right, let me grab my dimensionals. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this little ice cream. So we will go ahead and add maybe 3 there. I'm going to put a mini at that bottom because I do want something there. There we go. I'm going to put 1 of these guys there. And then these, I'm just going to use minis, I think. I'm almost to the end of my minis. But that's okay. I can use those edges. I love them. Let's put 3 there. All right, so that's it for dimensionals. The rest is all going to get glued with our wet adhesive. Now, I didn't put any embellishments on this card. I didn't know if it needed it. Do you guys think it needs embellishments? Because if we do, we can always add them now. What embellishments do you think I should put on there? Let's start with the hearts. I'm going to go ahead and flip these guys over and get ready to put glue on them. Do you think the card needs an embellishments? All right, here's my finished card. I'm going to bring this one in because this is the one we're going to glue our little hearts onto. So we'll start with the big ones first. Let's put glue on both of those. And we'll grab our tweezers. I love these reverse action tweezers. I have so many pairs of reverse action tweezers. They're all over. I have them in every spot because you got to be able to grab onto stuff. So there's our large hearts. Let's do the mediums. The ones that are on the bottom, we'll do those next. So let's grab those. We'll put 1 here and 1 on the other side. All right. Let's do these little small ones. They're kind of waiting to be, they're over here alone. Okay, yeah, we could put some Wink of Stella on the cherry, but what about, do we need any, like, embellishments? I have pretty much all the embellishments, so if you name it, I probably own it. Let's go ahead and put this one up here, and then we'll do the other 2 small ones. While I have the glue out, I'm going to go ahead and do the mediums, and then I can put it away. Whoops! See why I have my silicone mat? Because I'm like a maniac with the glue. Alright, so let's put this one up here. And we'll put the other one on over here. And then the 2 medium ones, put 1 here and 1 over here. Alright, and we can get the mat out of the way now. And let's get our Take Your Pick tool. We'll do our ice cream first, so I'm going to pull the backs off. Ooh, the pearl hearts might be pretty. Yeah, you're right. They come in a couple colors. We can also use Stampin' Blends on them. So let's go ahead and put our ice cream right here in the center. I'm going to flatten my card out and make it easier to attach our little ice cream there in the middle. All right, let's pull the back off of this one first. You're the and then let's do cherry. then on top, oh, doesn't want to leave my fingers, probably because I have glue on them. Okay, let's make sure that we have enough room here for this. Yeah, there we go. You're the cherry on top. Let me grab my Wink of Stella out. I think it's already out on my table. No, it is not. I don't know where my Wink of Stella is. Where'd you go, Wink of Stella? I can always open another one. I usually have it on my desktop, but I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. I found it. I put it away, and then you know what happens when you put stuff away, then you can never find anything when you're used to having it out. So let's go ahead and put a little shiny on our cherry. Let's put some on this one too. Thank you so much, Cindy. Yeah, I just decided to go with, I really like Petal Pink with blue. Petal Pink is not by far one of my favorite colors in the least, but when I use it, I think it goes really well with blue. So I have the pearly ones. Let's see if I have the white ones at the top. I don't know what I have left. Let's see. Yeah, I have a little bit of all of them. So should we use the pearly looking ones? Should we use the white opaque, the ones you can kind of matte finished? These are the matte finished, and then these are the shinier ones that are more clear. Which hearts do we want to use? I'm gonna get my take your pick tool ready. You guys let me know. Thank you, Eileen. I appreciate that. Anybody have a preference on which hearts we use? I know there's a delay, so I got to give it a second. Okay, Rita, we'll use the ones on the top. So let's grab a large one. Let's put it right here on this middle panel. We'll put one there, and then we'll put one on the right and one on the left panel. So let's grab one of those. Maybe we'll put it on this big heart. And let's grab another one. And maybe on this smaller heart here, the medium size. So there are 3 little hearts on our card. Let's go ahead and put it on my other one. Do the same thing. We'll put one here. And we'll put one on the large heart. It's kind of cool, double heart, right? And then one on this one. There we go. I always like embellishments. They're so fun. And there's so many different ones. Like literally we have so many different ones to choose from. It's really cool. All right. So there is our little card. I kind of went a little crazy with the Wink of Stella there. Maybe a little too much. But that's okay. You have a lot of sparkle on that one. That cherry is sparkly. I'm going to put one standing up and one laying down. And then, like I said, I had a video on Sunday. Tomorrow I'll have on my website, there'll be a second, a third project. And then on Thursday, I will have another video on YouTube. This was Sunday's card, and it was a tent easel. So there it is. And I used, also, again, I used pastels. There's some different colors. I used So Saffron and Blushing Bride and Balmy Blue. And I made the little cherry like a Rainier cherry, I think is what they're called. That's fantastic, Cindy. I appreciate you being here live. I always love to have people on. and I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys, if you have not yet. I appreciate that as well. And again, like I said, tomorrow's project, I won't have a video on it, but I will have it on my website where you can see. It's a pretty simple project, but it's another way. And then this was my little template, so don't forget to make the template. If you missed part of the video, you can rewatch it. It will be live as soon as I end this live. It should be available for you guys to catch it again. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, thank you so much, Rita. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lee. All right, well, if there are no questions, I will let you guys go. I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm always so grateful to have you guys tuning in live and on my channel. Even if you don't tune in live, if my timing is not good for you and you can only come and watch the replays, I am very grateful for that. I appreciate you guys helping me grow my channel and sharing my videos. Thanks again for being here, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. When I see you guys next Tuesday, I will have had my doctor's appointment. So hopefully I will know when my surgery date is going to be. I cannot wait to get that scheduled because my hands hurt a lot. Thanks for being here, everybody. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!